Sometimes the pain does not come from what people do to us. Sometimes the pain comes from what we expected them to do. We expected a message. We expected kindness. We expected love. We expected someone to notice our loneliness. And when they did not give us what we hoped for, our heart became heavy. We felt ignored. We felt unwanted. We felt like we were not important. But maybe peace does not begin. People finally change. Maybe peace begins when we stop holding our happiness in someone else's hands. Today, let us talk about letting go of expectations, not because we no longer care, but our heart deserves peace. Expectation is a quiet chain. At first, it feels like hope. We tell ourselves, maybe they will understand me. Maybe they will come closer. Maybe they will finally give me what I need. Hope itself is not wrong. Hope can keep alive during dark moments. But when hope becomes demand, the heart begins to suffer. We stop seeing people as they are. We begin to see them as the person we want them to become. And when reality does not match the picture inside our mind, we feel pain. This is why expectation can be a hidden form of attachment. We are not attached to a person, to an image of how they should act, an image of how they should love us, an image of how life should be. And when that image breaks, we feel like our world is breaking too. But what is really breaking is not our life. It is only the story we were holding too tightly. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the roots of suffering. Attachment does not only mean wanting money, beauty, or success. Sometimes attachment means wanting someone to behave exactly the way we wish. We want them to speak gently. We want them to understand without being told. We want them to love us in the exact way our wounded heart needs. But people are not always able to what we want. Not we are worthless. Not because we are unlovable, but because every person carries their own fears, wounds, habits, and confusion. A person who cannot give love today may be fighting a battle we cannot see. A person who stays silent may not know how to express their heart. A person who seems cold may be protecting themselves from their own pain. This does not mean we should accept disrespect. This does not mean we should stay where we are constantly hurt. But it does mean that peace begins when we stop demanding that reality become exactly what we imagined. The Buddha's wisdom is not telling us to become cold. It is teaching us to become free. Free from needing everything to go our way. Free from needing everything to understand us. free from needing love to appear in only one shape. When we let go of expectation, we do not lose love. We lose the suffering from trying to control love. In relationships, expectation can be very painful because the closer someone is to our heart, the more we expect from them. We expect our partner to notice when we are sad. We expect our family to understand our silence. We expect our friends to remember our pain. We expect the people we love to choose us, comfort us, and stay close to us. And when they do not, the pain feels personal. We think, if they really loved me, they would know. If I mattered, they would come to me. If I were important, they would not make me feel this way. But this kind of thinking slowly poisons. It turns love into a test. It turns silence into rejection. It turns distance into proof that we are not loved. And little by little, we begin to suffer even before anything happens. We suffer from imagination. We suffer from waiting. We suffer from the story we created inside our own mind. This is one of the hardest things to understand. Sometimes nobody is attacking us, but our expectations are hurting us. Sometimes nobody has abandoned us, but our fear of abandonment is speaking loudly. Sometimes love is still there, but it does not look the way we wanted it to look. To let go of expectation does not mean we accept loneliness forever. It doesn't mean we stop communicating. It does not mean pretend we have no needs. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed affection. You are allowed to want kindness, warmth, and connection. But there is a difference between expressing your needs and tying your peace to someone's response. You can say you feel. You can for what you need. You can open honestly. But after that, you must return to yourself, because your peace cannot live only in another person's answer. Your worth cannot depend on another person's mood. Your life cannot stop moving because someone did not give you the love you hoped for today. So how go of expectations? First, we must notice them. When you feel pain, ask yourself gently, what I expecting? Was I expect a message? Was I expecting warmth? Was I expecting someone to understand me without words? Was I expecting life be easier than it is? Do not judge yourself. Just notice. Expectation becomes weaker when we bring it into the light. Second, we must separate desire from demand. It is okay to desire love. It is okay to desire kindness. It is okay to desire a peaceful relationship. But when desire becomes demand, the heart becomes tight. A desire says, I would be happy if this happened. A demand says, I cannot be okay unless this happens. This difference is very important because peace begins when we can say, I want this, but I can still breathe without it. I hope for love, but I will not hate myself if it does not come today. I wish they understood me, but I will not abandon myself because they do not. Third, turn to what you can control. You cannot control another person's heart. You can their timing. You cannot control their feelings, their words, or their silence. But you can control how you treat yourself. You can control your next breath. You can control whether you speak with kindness or anger. You can control you keep chasing or pause. You can control whether you spend your whole day staring at what is missing, or gently take one step toward your own life. This, where freedom begins, not controlling others, but returning to yourself. Fourth, practice inner kindness. Many people to let go, becoming hard. They say, I do not care anymore. I need nobody. I expect anything again. But it's not true peace. This is only a wounded heart wearing armor. Real is softer. It says, I cared deeply, and that is why it hurt. I wanted love, and that does not make me weak. I expected too much, but I can forgive myself. I can release this pain little by little. You do not need to hate someone in order to let go. You need to be cold. You only need to stop holding knife by the blade. The expectation may still be there. The sadness may still be there, but can loosen your grip, one at a time. There is a quiet peace that comes when we stop fighting reality. Not everything will happen the way we wish. Not everyone will love us the way we hope. Not every silence means rejection. Not every distance means the end. Life always changing. People always changing. Our emotions always changing. This is why we cannot build peace on something unstable. If your peace depends on someone else's actions, your heart will always be shaken. But if your peace begins inside you, no one can take it away completely. You may feel sadness. You still feel loneliness. You still someone. But underneath all of that, there can be a quiet place inside you that says, I here, I still worthy. I can still live. I can still grow. I can still find peace. Letting go of expectations does not mean life becomes empty. It means becomes lighter. You stop forcing people to become the answer to your pain. You stop for one person to save you. You stop making your happiness depend on a single response, a single message, a single moment. And slowly, you begin to return to yourself. Maybe today, you cannot let go completely. That is okay. Just your grip a little. Take one deep breath. Release small expectation. Let your heart rest. You have carried enough. You waited enough. You hurt enough. Now, give yourself permission to be peaceful. Not because everything is perfect, but because your heart deserves a place to rest. May you be free from the pain and expectation. May you be to yourself. May you find peace, even in the middle of uncertainty. And may your heart become lighter, one breath at a time.